The elastic? What? Or as my non-New England friends might call it, the rubber band. So, I was taking a I don't know why Facebook keeps doing that. Like, I don't need a reminder in the middle of a live. Tell me before or after. Anyway, sorry about that. So, I'm taking a class with this guy named Keith Johnstone. He wrote this book called Impro. It was early in my career when I was doing improv and acting, and he is the guy who wrote the book. And we're sitting there in class. He pulls a group of us aside, improvers, and we set up a scene, and all of them go in and start creating the scene. And you didn't really feel something was off. And we're new, and of course, they're not really creating a great scene because we're still figuring this out. And then he pulls all of them aside, he leans over and whispers to them. They start again, take two. And then all of them come in and do almost the same thing, but it was fascinating. And of course, we sitting there in the audience, fellow students, were wondering, what did he whisper? What did he say? And here's what he said, and this is not verbatim because this was 2 decades ago. He said that just like in life, in a good scene, there is an elastic between each of the characters. They're all connected in some way or another, with one exception. But first, let's talk about the elastic. That there's some people who, when somebody walks into a room, it affects everyone else in the room. Now, some people might turn, some people might, hey, and some people might just give it a look. And that's okay. They're connected differently, but they're connected. And it was amazing watching this scene transpire with that one little clue. And it's just a reminder in life that we're all connected. The more we push ourselves, the more the people around us inspire us to push ourselves. If we eat poorly, we affect people in that way too, and we drag them maybe down if you look at it that way. But we're all connected. It's like an elastic, or again, a rubber band for non-New Englanders. And he said the one exception is if there's some kind of death. And it could be a literal death, or somebody found out their spouse has cancer, or their spouse cheated on them. There becomes this huge disconnect. So in the scene, if someone had a death, they will not be connected to everything else around them because they're in their own little world. They're hyper focused on their own little world. Meanwhile, everyone else is connected in one way or another. And it was just an amazing aha watching this transpire by that one little whisper right in front of our eyes. Now, for stories, when you're telling your stories, think about how that relates to the stories you're telling. Because each character will react somehow connected to another character. Think about it. A simple rubber band. What a great metaphor and illustration for storytelling and in improv or theater scene building. That was a big one for me. See you tomorrow.